I'm Heidi. I'm 25 and I live in sort of a small town in western Washington near the coast. I'm doing this because I've made a bucket list for 2010. Instead of making a list for my whole life filled with outrageous travel and like extreme sports, which are things that I would love to do but I don't know if I will do, I've made one specifically for 2010, and there are 50 things on the list that are a combination of fun things and things I think that will benefit the world and things that I think will benefit me. So that's what I'm doing, and posting something on YouTube is one of the fun things, and I think it's like number 47 or something. I'm not really, I don't have the list in front of me, I'm not really sure. But so, and I've actually started doing some of the things as of today, or started to work on doing some of them. One of them is to wear a different colored Converse on each foot whenever I go out. And so I bought 2 new pairs of Converse today, and one of them is really cool. And my cousin and I both bought the same pair, and we almost didn't find them, so when we did, we were very excited. They're like word searches on the shoe, and on the tongue of the shoe is like a list of words, so I'm kind of excited to find the words on the shoe. I've got 2 other pairs, so now I've got 4. I actually have another pair, but they're high tops, and I wear them to work, and none of the other ones are high tops, and I don't think I want to wear one high top and one non-high top. It sounds really uncomfortable, so I'm not going to do it. But also, I bought a fish tank today. I haven't bought any fish yet, but on my list, I have said to buy a pet, get a pet, and name it something weird or obscure. So I bought a fish tank, and I'm going to buy 2 fish, and their names are going to be Carpet and Drapes, because that's funny. So that's what I'm going to do. I just haven't bought the fish yet, or anything to go in the fish tank. In fact, I don't even think I put the fish tank together right, but the directions don't have pictures, so yeah. What else? Oh! I'm reading Chuck Klosterman 4, and it's 4 because he's got 4 books, and this is number 4. And obviously I read this in the bathroom, since it's sitting here in my bathroom. His first book, I don't know if this is the order of which they were written or published, but this is the order I read them. The first one is Killing Yourself to Live, which is, and if you don't know who Chuck Klosterman is, he is a journalist for publications like Spin and Esquire, and he does a lot of pop culture stuff. And in the first one, in Killing Yourself to Live, in the first one, whatever, he goes on a road trip, and I love road trips. I've never really been on one more than like a state away, but I would love to if I, had a bunch of money and know where to go, like no job. But he goes from New York to Aberdeen, to here, visiting places where rock stars have died, and Kurt Cobain apparently, which he didn't die here, so I don't know why he came here, but he lived here, I guess, so that's why it's important to come here. Anyway, and he talks to people in the community to see how it affected them, and the whole thing is basically about how once you die, you're more famous than you were when you were alive. And that's the first one. The second one is Fargo Rock City, which is all about like heavy metal bands. And I'm not a heavy metal fan, so I didn't really think it was that interesting. If you are a heavy metal fan, it's a really good read. I liked parts of it, but I didn't really know who any of the bands were he was talking about, so I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought it would. The third one, and probably my favorite one, is Sex, Drugs, and Cocoa Puffs, which is the whole book is commentary on pop culture. And he comments on things like Saved by the Bell, which is my all-time favorite show, because it's a bad show. It sucks. But I love the episodes where you learn something, like, well, I can talk about that later, and he also does stuff on, like, Star Wars and the real world and cereal icons, like the Cocoa Puffs bird, Sunny, I think his name is, and the Trix Rabbit, and things like that. And the Rice Krispie guys, that's really funny when he talks about them. In the 4th book, Chuck Klosterman 4, it comes in 3 parts. It even says so right in the back, consists of 3 parts. And the first part is things that are true, the second part, things that might be true, and the third part, something that isn't true at all. And things that are true basically are just his stories and profiles on celebrities that he's interviewed. And it starts off with this really old Britney Spears interview. And the second part, things that might be true, which is the part I'm on right now. I've read the whole book before, but it's been a while, so I don't really remember what happens at the end. But things that might be true are all his like opinions and theories on things. And each chapter, or little section within the chapter, starts with this like long dialogued question. And for example, one of them is like, what would you do, how would you feel about politics and war if the military all over the world, everyone's military decided that instead of people they were going to send in robots, and so there'd be no human casualties? How would you feel about war and politics if that were to be the case? And so things like that. And the third part, something that isn't true at all, I believe, and I haven't gotten that far yet, I think it's a story that he wrote and he never finished or something like that. I remember it being good though, so if you're interested in pop culture, Chuck Klosterman is a really good read. For my list, I want to read the Iliad, what is that, E.T.? The Iliad and the Odyssey, which I don't know where to buy. I'm assuming I'm going to have to buy it online. I'm going to have to do it pretty soon if I'm going to read it this year. So, yeah. That's all I've got to say now. I actually have a blog, which is on my list. Blogging is on my list. So it's number 10 actually, because the website for my blog is 10 for 2010 at blogspot.com, and I'll link that if you want to check it out, because obviously you do. You're very, very interested, and my whole bucket list is on there. So if you're interested in looking at it and maybe adding something to your own or starting your own, because I'm actually finding it to be a lot of fun, and I'm glad that I did it. I can imagine that this year is going to be amazing and exciting and full of all kinds of adventures and dorky crap that I want to do because I'm a giant dork and I accept it fully, and you cannot have fun in life unless you're a dork. So stop trying to be cool and just accept your lameness. Dance around in your underwear or something and just have fun. That's all I have. That's all that's life is about, is having fun. So on that note, I will say fare thee well and see you again another time.